Hello, everyone, and welcome to Back to School Night. Thank you for joining me and watching this video before our time that we come on Tuesday, August 11th at 6:30 to 7 p.m. You can come for questions if you have any questions after this presentation. So my name is Mrs. Kennedy, and obviously we are in first grade. We have already made it through 2 weeks. I am a new teacher at Pioneer Elementary. I am married. Here's a picture of me with my husband, Mike, and a picture of my dog, Lily, and my cat, Luna. This is my first year teaching at Pioneer, but I have taught at Cray and Brentwood Elementary. I have been inside the classroom teaching in 5th grade and 1st grade. I was also a substitute teacher, mostly at Brentwood Elementary, where I did anywhere from 1st to 5th grade. All right, so our distance learning looks a little bit different starting this week. For first graders, they need to attend our Zoom meetings or get instructional minutes each week. So first graders get 230 minutes of instructions 5 days a week. The minutes are a combination of direct instruction, which means that we'll be on Zoom, or I will pre-record lessons that they will have to watch. They also include the time that your student will be completing assignments. This does not include their homework. Their homework is extra. Student support time in live Zoom, such as small groups, which we will start after I finish fast testing. More on that in later slides. Assessment time also counts for instructional minutes. So this week we are going to be going over instructional minutes because I am doing the full amount of instructional minutes and then doing assessments later in the day. I wanted to keep that time because the time that I'm doing the assessments is going to be the time where they're going to be coming for their small reading groups. So I wanted them to get in the habit of leaving our Zoom call and then coming back to Zoom later for what's going to be their small groups. I wanted to put in here that there's a reminder for you that attendance is required each day. I do take attendance every single day, and it's based on who attends the Zoom meetings. If you are going to be out for a day, go ahead and call the school attendance line if they're going to be absent. So here's a little overview of what our schedule is going to be. I always start with our sharing and our calendar, and then we go to language arts, and then we have a recess. Normally we go to recess a little bit early because I feel like instead of doing like a brain break or something in between the language arts, I usually add that time into like extra recess minutes. That way they can have time to eat. Then we go normally into math, and we have a little bit of a brain break, and we do some writing. Those might be switched sometimes. If writing flows very well with the language arts, like you'll see this week, I will flip the writing and math. And then we'll go to a lunch, and they'll come back for either their small groups or the next 2 weeks is going to be their fast assessments. So check the calendar for those dates. And then the end of the day will end with some ELD, which will be for only those students that are signed up for ELD. And ELD will start soon. I will let you know as soon as it starts. Sorry that I haven't gotten to that yet, actually. And over on the right, you'll see that we have library starting August 18th. On Tuesdays, every Tuesday, we'll be going to library from 9:50 to 10:20. Unfortunately, this will be, not unfortunately, that was a bad choice of words, but kind of unfortunately, the library Zoom link is going to be different than our class Zoom link. And our library time will be shared with Mrs. Purcell's class, so we'll be able to see some more friends during library time. And then as of right now, we don't have any students in intervention, but as the year goes on, after maybe doing some assessments or testing, I just wanted to put in here that intervention time would be from 9:20 to 9:50. And then down at the bottom, it shows the small groups and what time those groups would be at. So again, after these 2 weeks of the FAST assessments, these are going to be the small groups. I labeled them or named them by color, and I will let you know which group your child will be in. Here's an example of my calendar. I always link this in our emails every Friday. You can also go on to ClassLink, and in the My Backpack, there's a calendar link, which I change weekly. As you can see at the top, the blue every single day, it says Zoom link. You can click straight on that and it'll take you to our Zoom meetings every day. And then I put in order of what we're doing for the day. And then at the end of the day, you can see that there's independent work and homework. I tried to be as precise and detailed as possible on this. That way, if you were to miss a day or if a parent wanted to see what we did for the day and weren't able to join the Zoom, they would know what we did. And everything matches up with what you've picked up in your blue bags. So like your turn is a workbook, and most of it is done in either their Your Turn book or their Zoom activity packets. So again, your students can go to ClassLink, My Backpack, and the calendar to get that. Also in My Backpack, there's the daily Zoom link. There's actually an icon for the daily Zoom link. Again, the calendar, and then Lexia, which is something new this week that the students are doing. So Lexia is found in their backpack. So for the year, for reading, they're going to be learning one new sound spelling pattern each week. And then they're also going to be doing 165 high frequency words throughout the whole year. So they're learning to master their high frequency words quickly, accurately, and effortlessly. This is a critical part of their development to be fluent, independent readers. So it's important to practice those high frequency words every single day for homework as assigned. And then there's 4 to 6 new words introduced each week. These next 2 weeks, I'm going to be introducing a lot more because they are a review of the words that they should have learned in kindergarten, but I really want to review them again because I know kindergarten was a little different due to COVID. So I want to go through those again. And then after these 2 weeks, we will be getting into the first grade words, which will be 4 to 6 new words each week. And then we will do some daily practice in class, and I do expect them to practice at home each night. For reading, we're going to be using some online programs, Connect Ed, which is connected to our Wonders. We haven't started that yet, so just be patient for that. Lexia, we started today. That's like a reading game. The students can go from level to level, depending on if they've mastered a skill or not. And then Accelerated Reader, which you might have heard being referred to as AR. This is what level of reading your student is at. So if your student is at a 1.1 AR reading level, that means that they are at a first grade first month, 1.1 first grade first month. But we'll get more into that. As of right now, our online programs that we're using is just the Lexia. For writing, they're going to learn how to write 3 different genres. They're going to be doing a narrative writing, an opinion writing, and an informational writing. They will learn how to write by using graphic organizers. They will be making different drafts and revising and editing, and then publishing, meaning that they're going to make their final draft. Let's go back to writing. Right now, we aren't doing a whole bunch of writing other than just practicing pen to paper, but we will get into writing soon. As you've noticed, I've had them share in the style that they are going to be writing paragraphs. So, for example, for sharing, I have them introduce their object that they're sharing. That's equivalent to a topic sentence. And then I make them share 3 things about it, which would be their 3 detailed sentences. And then I have them wrap it up by saying why they like it, which would be their final sentence, their wrap-up sentence in their paragraph. So right now I'm having them speak it and say it. That way later they can write it down and it'll just flow for them. It'll be a lot simpler of a process if they already can say it. So getting it written down will just be the next task. For math, we're going to be teaching one standard at a time. Their math fact fluency and accuracy is key to their math success. So I'm going to make sure that they are understanding concepts. That way they can progress on to the next concept. Our math online programs are Pearson EasyBridge, Dreambox, and Reflex. I haven't given any information on these yet. Be patient and I will give more information on these. I'm working on getting everyone their login information for every single program. It takes a while because there are about 6 different programs and I have 25 students. So getting each individual and then for each program and then getting those out to you. My goal is to get it out by our next packet pickup. In science, we learn about next generation science standards focus on critical thinking and problem solving. We use Mystery Science, which is a video-based learning. So some examples of the videos that we'll watch have to do with plants and animal superpowers, spinning sky, lights and sounds. Mystery Science is a great tool. Feel free to use this even with them now. If you go to ClassLink, they should have access to Mystery Science. There are questions from kids that a really fun video is made to answer those questions. So, and they're very, very informative. But we will be doing Mystery Science this year. Some special things, we're going to make sure that we make some time for PE. I like to make my breaks or as much as I can in active time. So when I'm asking them to stand up and do the video, this is what I'm trying to add in is some movement, some PE form of learning, because I know that it's difficult that we're not all together, that I can't just take them all outside in one swoop. We will be doing some art projects. They probably, I don't want to say this, but because of distance learning, it's difficult to prep 25 art projects. So I will try my best to not overload them with prepped art projects. And you'll notice that most of them are just crayon to paper or pencil to paper. Each week we do our sharing. Your student will be, or your child will be on the same day each week. And again, we do it the 5-sentence paragraph format. I do remind them every day who will be sharing the following day. For homework each night, I need them to read 10 to 15 minutes and practice their high frequency words. Even if they've mastered them, they need to keep going over and over them because although you know it today, maybe next week you won't be as quick with the word. Here's some really great information about the packet pickup and drop off. So every other Thursday and Friday, you're going to, Thursday, it shouldn't be and Friday, it should be, okay, every other Thursday or Friday, you can come pick up your new packet and drop off your finished work. So on Thursdays, they will be in front of the office from 8 to 8, and on Friday, 8 to 5. I put in the dates there for the pickups. That way you can add them to your calendar. So you can have those marked on there that you do need to come by the school one of those days. And it will be a box that looks like this. This is not my box. It will be labeled Kennedy First Grade. And you will put your child's completed work in their assigned folder. I put their name and their number both on there so it's easy to find. And then you will also take out their new work, which will be in their new folder. And it's always the yellow folder. Assessment information. So this is important. This week we are doing fast assessing. But we will also be doing report of progress, formative and summative. The ones that we're doing the next 2 weeks are one-on-one Zoom assessments because it's an individual assessment needing to know what words your child knows and how their fluency is. So they won't be getting any help from you or any outside help. It will just be them and their knowledge. There will be some group Zoom assessments, which will normally be done maybe during small group or separately. And there's more to come on assessments. We're still waiting for word on how to do each set of assessments. So be patient with us, please. And our class rules that we talk about all the time are be respectful, be responsible, have good relationships, and be kind. Let's see if I mention it in the next slide. I don't, but I'm sure that I will later in slides. I am adding Class Dojo, which is an app that will be found in either their backpack or you can add it to your phone if you have a smartphone. Your student will be earning points each day or possibly losing points each day if they are not following the class rules. So I'll get more into that in the later slides. To go over some Zoom rules, you guys are all really great at being on time to the meetings. If anything, I'm normally starting a couple minutes past the time because I'm taking roll. I'm not a huge stickler on dressing in school clothes. I'm not mad if you're in your pajamas, but it needs to just be appropriate clothing. Be sure to always raise your hand if you have a question and wait for me to call on you before you unmute. I'm also not a huge stickler on not eating during the Zoom meetings. If it becomes distracting, I will make it a bigger point, but just know that if you're eating and not paying attention, you possibly are missing something. It's really important, number 5, to use your Chromebook at a table and desk where you can focus. When students unmute, I can hear and other students can hear everything that's going on in the background. So yes, we can hear your TV. Yes, we can hear you on the phone. Yes, we can hear your other kids' Zoom calls if they're not wearing headphones. So I think a really, really big way to just solve that would be headphones. It's less distracting for the kids. And possibly giving them their own space if you can. Number 6, listen to others.
Kelly Graham, if you're still on campus,
Sorry.
could you please come to the office?
Listen to others that are speaking. This is very important. This goes under being respectful and being kind. Although we aren't together, it's just like we're in a class setting. So if a student is sharing and it's your not your share day, I really want you to still be paying attention and being respectful and kind to your friends. Or if they're sharing their work, look at their work, compliment their work. Let's pretend that we're in a classroom setting, although we're over Zoom. I really try to do a lot of positive reinforcement. I know that these are really different and stressful times for a first grader to go through. So I want to make sure that they know that their work is appreciated and their time is appreciated. Again, we'll be using a Class Dojo app. There is a point system. So each student always will get positive or negative points for a day. You can use this at home as well. So if they lost some points during their Zoom call, you can use it in your home. I'm going to give out some rewards for those top point earners in class. So it's very important that they're getting positive points and not just negative points. I will always give a warning before taking away points. But ways that points will be taken away in the future will be coming to class unprepared, being off task, maybe being in the background playing with toys. I've seen this several times with a lot of students, shockingly, playing with toys, or, maybe unmuting yourself when you're not supposed to be unmuted. Little things like that will help our class flow a lot better if points were taken away for that. But also, to the other way, the even better way, there are positive points for volunteering, for being on task, for being on time, for being prepared. Those are the points that I want to give away. And I wanted to put in here that you and I are a team. I am teaching the main concepts in our Zoom meetings each day. And I am coming up with the videos and the work, and I don't want you to worry about that. All that I'm putting on you is to make sure that they have their daily materials ready each morning, that they come to class, that they're reminding them to stay focused, and to complete their independent work and homework. I was going to say something. Oh, if you do not want to be sitting next to your child during our Zoom calls, totally fine. It is not a requirement. I really try to make it to where I'm open for questions. So if they have questions, they can ask me. I strongly suggest that you push them to ask me rather than you. Although it's very helpful to have another tool because of the time and everything that it takes to ask questions and share on Zoom, but only because I am their teacher and I want them to know me as their teacher, and because I did create the packet and the work, so maybe I just have the answer. Let's see. Here is my contact information. Here is my email, our reoccurring Zoom meeting, and my phone number. And this is where we've come to the end. So back to school night again is Tuesday, August 11th from 6:30 to 7 p.m. This time will be used only for questions if you have them. You do not need to attend this Zoom meeting from 6:30 to 7. I will have my Zoom open and I will be ready for any questions that come. One question that I can already think of in my mind that I didn't mention was about the Class Dojo app. I have it all set up, but I do need to add the parents' information. So I need to connect you parents with your child on the Dojo app. So that's going to take me a little bit. So maybe big promises, but maybe by Wednesday. I think that's realistic, by Wednesday. Okay, again, thank you so much for sitting through this video. And again, back to school night question and answers are via Zoom Tuesday, August 11th from 6:30 to 7 p.m. on our regular Zoom link, the same one that we always use. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for helping me always and always. And I really just appreciate you all being so kind to me and welcoming. I love being at Pioneer, and I can tell that this is going to be a great year once we get in the groove of things. So thank you again.